Okay, I believe that we may or may not be
I
live.
think so.
Tuning into our show. I'm turning into a blogger, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to us. We're so sorry that you've had to listen to us for the last 6 hours and 13 minutes. Is how long our AGM was.
Be live. I think so.
Me too. Sorry, we just got kind of the display is playing back to us at the same time as we're watching now. Thank you so much for being here for the last 6 hours. Hopefully this is not going to take anywhere near as long. This is kind of the nice bit of the AGM. This is where you guys get to watch all the cute videos from the committee and from the year. We've made kind of compilations of the society photos and videos. We're also going to give out some awards and commendations to members of the society. We've chosen to make this as a separate video so that tomorrow and future you're able to kind of come straight to this video without watching the full 6 hours of the AGM. It's currently half midnight. It's 0:30. It's pretty late, hence we look a little bit tired. But we're gonna crack on anyway.
Yeah.
Have you got the link from that and put it in the old chat?
I shall.
But we do have people watching. Thank you so much if you are watching us at the moment. That's really great. I'm so glad that you guys still want to listen to us for the next, I don't know, half an hour maybe.
I don't know why, but hey. But yeah, Jono said it absolutely right. This is the kind of fun part. I hope that you did have fun. I hope you had fun because you kind of stuck with us there for the past
6 hours and 13 minutes.
Which is lovely. But you don't have to. Okay, strange. Yes, but yeah, thank you so much. So yes, this is the kind of fun part. This is where we do the rest of the committee addresses. We have done the Treasurer's address in the first part. We do that before we then nominate the rest of the committee so they kind of know what they're stepping into. We then get the addresses from the events lead, the fundraising officer, the unit manager and the president. We then, just because of the nature of this AGM and kind of everything that's going on in the world, the committee kind of wanted to say a bit of a goodbye and a bit of a thank you to you all. Obviously it's been a bit of a rushed kind of ending to the term, so we've got a few goodbyes from committee. We've then got our final end of year wrap up video as well as all of the awards. So thank you so much for everybody who sent me videos and sent me photos to put in the video. Thank you to everyone who nominated people for their awards, nominated their friends, family, neighbours, whoever. But yeah, so what we'll do is we can stream the desktop as well. We haven't forgotten how to do that. And that's how we'll kind of keep you up with what we're following along with. So it's the slide, guys, it's back. So we just finished electing our committee. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, voting, and also nominating yourselves. We've got a fantastic committee for next year. But before we kind of move on and let go of our roles completely, I did just want to kind of address you all
Nation
as your president for the next kind of while before we do hand over. But now that we have a president-elect, this is my kind of last moment, so I will do it now. Right, I will turn on the video as well. I've just popped this up so you kind of know what's going on. So I'll do my address, then Jono will do his, we'll do the fundraising, and so on. But yes, I basically wanted to kind of address all of the amazing things that we've done this year as a society. Every time I kind of think about my time in EUFAS, I am so grateful. It's been an honour and a privilege not only to be a member of EUFAS, but also to be your president for the past year has been such a joy. I remember being in first year and trying out for korfball wasn't quite my thing. I was on the kind of top bit outside the Northcote Theatre, you know, outside with all the steps, where they kind of fling the plaza.
The piazza.
Piazza?
Piazza,
where all
plaza.
of the like fancy food trucks go. I was there, and Corporal Society were there. They had their little like ball, and they were trying to make me throw it. I was there with my housemate Josh. It was not my thing. I'm not the sportiest person. I have no hand-eye coordination. And there we were. And then from across the way, as I throw the ball and miss again, it bounced over to the First Aid Society booth. And it was a girl who's no longer in the society, but also Anna on the stall. And I signed up there because it was free. Of course I am. And I had a bit of an interest in it. And it kind of went from there. I joined. I remember kind of my first friends being Cosmo and Tom from committee this year. I then met Jono. There were so many lovely people in first year. Murray, Phoebe was obviously there. So many people that I met who were so lovely and so kind. John, Anna, Zoe, they really shaped my kind of experience of it. And it's so lovely when they then came back in second year, and then when they came back again this year, people like Jenny, people like Zoe, they keep on coming back. It's so nice. And it's been so lovely to be a part of that. I can't wait until, 10 years down the line. I want to come back. I want to run sessions. I want to still be involved in EUFAS. So thank you for letting me be a part of that. I'll let Jono kind of address all of the things with St. John that we've achieved this year. But we've done so much just as a society. We've participated in major campaigns like Restart a Heart. We did our own stall with Swast. You guys, we went out and taught brownies some first aid. That was with the society. We did the medical school conference. We've done so many fundraisers, from Bath Half to 15 or 16 skydivers, the most skydivers we've ever had. And while it is such a shame that your skydiving lives were cut a bit short here, I have so...
The lives
No,
were cut short.
not lives! Skydive dreams. I know they were cut a bit short due to everything happening right now, but I have no doubt that you'll reorganise things and you'll get it back on track. And you should be so proud of everything that you've achieved so far. You guys did so many information stalls this year. When you look at the end of year video, there are so many photos just from stalls. It's amazing. I really believe that the public awareness of first aid must be at an all-time high. We had so many members join in the beginning of the year. I think so many people have been touched in such a positive way because of our society, and it is because of you guys. Not only that, but we participated in the Time to Talk Day stall, engaging with mental health. We nearly had a wellbeing ball, and I do want to say a huge thank you to Jenna, but also Cosmo and Callum, as well as several other people who do sometimes pop into our society, but are on other committees, from Anna to Jack to so many, who ran an amazing little subcommittee to make a fantastic ball. And again, while it's such a shame that it was cut short, I know that next year's is going to be even bigger and even better, and I'm so proud of what you did achieve. The Halloween scenario session was amazing. Joss and Amelia, the nurse and the paramedic, came. We had Josh, the trainee critical care and HEMS paramedic, visit, and he really taught us a lot. We had the wilderness medicine session, we had the radio comm session, and it was so fun watching you guys run up and down with radios. We've had some excellent socials, from trampolining to visiting Bath to canoeing, of course our Christmas dinner, and some amazing stash also. Funnily enough, neither of us are wearing stash.
We're dressed up for the occasion. I put a
yes,
shirt
we're dressed up, but then I got cold, and then, yeah.
I've got a blanket.
And then John's got a blanket. So dressed up, but kind of. So a huge thank you to everyone who came along and everyone who was a part of organising it. Some very swish stash. The EUFAS passport was introduced, and I know that Callum's going to try and continue with it. And also, I'm not going to lie, we've also started the first real kind of virtual online platform, and I'm really proud that it's kind of hitting off, because this opens up so many avenues for things to do, not only just in the regular sessions, but also over the summer and over the holidays. I'm really excited to see what all of you guys, both as members but also committee, are going to do with the society. I think, obviously, we're only going up. It's so amazing. And I'm so excited to watch you kind of celebrate each other now that we've started up these monthly awards for the society, but also the unit. I want you guys to really celebrate everything that you guys have achieved and everything that you guys have learnt and demonstrated and hopefully enjoyed in this past year. And I just wanted to say, as a roundup, I know I said I wouldn't talk for very long, but then it's like, there's just so much. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this society. Thank you for letting me be your president. I've really, really loved it. And I'm really, really excited to be a EUFAS alumni now. So yeah, with that, I'm going to hand you over to Jonathan. He is our nearly, but not quite, ex-unit manager.
Former unit manager. Ex-unit manager.
Oh, I like former. We'll go with former, manager. Maybe not ex.
As long as it's not the late unit manager, then that's okay. I think we're going to do kind of like committee goodbyes
at the end.
The end. So
well, I'm not ready for the goodbyes. The tears will come and I can't cry yet.
But we've got a toilet roll shortage, so we're going to have to like ration to like, I don't know, air drying the tears. So I would say kind of like my personal goodbyes kind of at the end. But I spent 2 years on this committee. I was unit training lead last year, unit manager just the year gone. And what an absolute kind of crazy time it's been. I love Emma's notes that she's made for her speech are very much the same as mine. Specifically the first one. We're doing it off the cuff, just like every EUFAS session we ever did. I literally wrote my notes for my unit manager's speech whilst Emma was talking, and I've got 5 words. Because that's how we like to do things. And honestly, it tends to work out quite well.
It does.
However, if you were at our AGM last year, I did talk for 35 minutes, and I'm not going to do that today because it's late and I'm tired, and people were not happy that I talked for so long. So I will not be talking for that long. But wow, honestly, what an amazing year for the St John Ambulance side to the society. We've seen huge improvements across pretty much every single kind of area of St John. I look forward to working with the new committee. There's still so many things that they can do. They've got such great ideas already, and I know that it's going to improve so much more. But what an amazing year we've had, and kind of where we are now, looking back for over the past year and the past 2 years. You know, Anna was a fantastic unit manager last year, and over the last 1 year, 2 years, we've done such amazing things. With our training, we're now running regular unit training. We can do more online to get out to our unit members wherever they may be. We're improving all the time kind of our delivery of training. We're tailoring it more to what people want to learn about, and helping people with specific things on events. We're also providing new courses for people. So traditionally people have just kind of gone first aider, advanced first aid, and then they tend to graduate, that kind of thing. People are now becoming so much more. We've got John Roche is currently on his emergency medical technician course to become an ambulance technician. Aaron and I were both selected to be on the medical response team. Jacob is now a radio controller in St John. So people are upskilling, but also kind of branching out. We're moving into radio comms, we're moving into event support, and it's amazing the roles that people are able to kind of fill at the moment, and the training that they're getting to be able to fill them. With that kind of comes the new generation, our new 16, who will very soon, I say very soon, in the next few months, suddenly no longer be the new 16 in one of probably what is the scariest things that ever happens to anyone. Emma and I were the new 12, or obviously not just Emma and I, our 12 were the new 12. We had Anne-Mary, we had Phoebe, we had Tom, and so many more. We were the new 12. We were also the last 12, because after that there was 13, and then this year it's 16. We've added so many more positions for volunteers because St John Ambulance recognised that our unit is amazing and we deserve more volunteers. We give fantastic opportunities to our volunteers and they want us to kind of help out, so they gave us more spots to have more volunteers. If you were selected this year into the 16, really good job to you. We're starting to see people just now, they're starting their first events, they're getting onto all the online systems and they're ready to get out and help in St John, which is amazing. So whether you're, upskilling or whether you've just joined, thank you so much to everyone who makes this unit what it is. events wise, it's absolutely crazy. 2 years ago, or a year ago, kind of when we started, we didn't have that many events. We have no events at the moment, funnily enough. But the last few months especially have been crazy. I'll let Anne-Mary talk more in her video about events, but we've done something like over 3,000 events just this year, which is an absolute phenomenal amount. We've, especially kind of through February, we had 3, 4, 5 events every week, and it's amazing that we have so many events, so many hours, but we're never struggling to fill them, or very rarely struggling to fill them. It's just so amazing how many people are so keen to give up their time and get out on events and do things, and the experiences that people are learning. We're getting involved in kind of our own events, and we're running our own bigger events. We're running Freshers Help Zone, a vital event that supports the local community, and we're running that basically all by ourselves, which is a fantastic achievement. We're also getting involved with bigger events, the Grizzly, half marathons, big marathons when they're postponed in October. There'll be tons of us there. Exeter Student Volunteering Unit is fantastic in the way that we hold up this district, and I can say that with confidence, because you go to something like Tar Barrels and there's 15 first aiders, of which 12 are from Exeter Student Volunteering Unit. You go to Exeter Half Marathon where all except one first aiders was from Exeter SVU. You go to the Grizzly where like half of the staff were Exeter SVU. We have so many keen, willing and knowledgeable volunteers who are all happy to go out on events, and that's what makes St John, that's what makes our unit, is the number of people who are willing to give up their time and help the community. So if you are one of those volunteers, thank you so much. I'm now very unnerved because Emma's changing the screen and I'm just kind of staring at her PowerPoint slide, but that's okay. Fundraising as well, it comes under, fundraising is a weird one because it comes under kind of society but also under unit. Jenna's done an amazing job. Everyone who's helped out with fundraising has done an amazing job. I'll let Jenna announce the total in a minute, but it's thousands of pounds. Thousands that goes to help support St John. So thank you so much to Jenna. And also, I think, you know, we've had big improvements, and I could probably talk all night about all the small little changes. You know, I'm so proud of our new unit equipment store that Charlotte will learn all about.
It's
I'm
labelled.
so excited about all the new equipment we've got. I'm so excited about all the different roles that people are taking on. But really, I think the big change this year is how St John treats us, how they view us. We've really made our mark on St John this year. We have been doing so for a few years, but I feel like this year is when it's really kind of come to a head. I think the absolute highlight for my career, as it were, as unit manager, and probably hopefully for many people in the unit, is having a direct response from Martin Houghton Brown, who's our Chief Executive Officer. He is the head of St John Ambulance England. He tweeted about us. He shouted out to us in a live broadcast, pretty similar to this. He, as the head of all St John in England, picked up on our unit to say what a fantastic unit we were and how we really set kind of the standards for St John Ambulance. And I think from that, the number of comments of people who said, oh, you know, these people look amazing, and then people who've worked with us, people who remember us, even from kind of London, all over the country, they go, I've worked with people from Exeter. We are known all across the country. That day, Emma and I were at the selection day selection evening to join the medical response team, and my interviewer, when I said, I'm the unit manager of Exeter Student Volunteering Unit, he said, that's that unit with all the smart uniform. And I think that really kind of sunk in with me that people know us, people see us, thanks to Phoebe's amazing tweeting, and thanks to all of our social media, and thanks to all of our volunteers who are so amazing and so professional in all of the events. So many people recognise us as such an amazing unit, and I think that I could talk all night, probably for like 35 minutes, you know, for example, a random number. But our unit is so amazing, and I'm so glad this year that people have started to see that. And to finish, really, I just want to thank everyone who's in this unit so much for making it what it is. I couldn't do it without any of you. You know, everyone has played such a vital role. All the UMT, all the committee. Emma has driven me down to the hub. I don't know how many times, too many to count. Emma probably doesn't want to count because that's a lot of fuel. But everyone has been so helpful. Everyone's so keen to help. Everyone is so nice, and I think that's really kind of the takeaway message is everyone is just so nice and so happy to help. And I hope that XSVU and EUFAS continue to be as nice and as wholesome. I made it less than 35 minutes. It was still probably like 10, but I made all of that from 5 words. Talks for 10 minutes from 5 words. This boy could speak for England.
This is why. So before we move on to the next address, I now kind of wanted to wrap up just a massive thank you to the committee. I've known a few of them for a fairly long time. Jono and I were the unit and society training leads last year, which honestly, you brought that up in the beginning of your speech and I kind of had forgotten. It's weird to think we've been here a long time. A lot of you kind of talk to us as if we're your mum, the EUFAS mum, or like the EUFAS dad. And it's weird to think that next year we're going to be the EUFAS grandparents. And I don't know if I'm ready for retirement yet. So I'm going to be that like really active grandma who's really up in your business, but in a nice way. I've known Anne-Mary for equally as long a time. Anne-Mary used to be our HR lead last year. She is now our events lead this year. And we've had so many new additions to the committee this year who had never been on committee before. And it just really goes to show just how much effort they put in to go from nothing to suddenly some really pretty big roles of responsibility, and they have excelled. Every single one of our committee members this year has been fantastic and phenomenal, and if you look at each of their individual achievements, there's so many. I do really just want to address and kind of invite you all to say a huge thank you as well to Jono. Yes. You were about to do the whole like, if you don't know me, I'm Jono.
It's okay, I'll be honest, I was kind of zoned out.
After this large, I know, kind of address from both of us, I think it just really goes to show everything that the unit has done to warrant all of this success. It is often shepherded and leaded by Jono. It's his decisions, it's his kind of constant, not puppeteering, but kind of direction that has achieved all of this. And I think it really just goes to show that he's put so much work and so much effort into it this year, and you really deserve a massive thank you. And I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you have made me really enjoy being in St. John this year. I enjoyed it before, but it's true. You've really achieved. You've really, really have. And the unit is better than it ever has been before. And I loved training with you last year, but I really love volunteering with you this year. And I think a lot of people are kind of feeling the same way. So I would like to use this opportunity to say a massive thank you, because you've really achieved. And I feel like often, it's funny because Jono brings up the MRT interview. I went there also, and in my interview they went, yes, that unit. But also, as a separate point, they were like, yeah, we've heard about this unit manager. He's really turned things around. Not to say that we were in a bad place before. We've had some excellent unit managers. But it is these little details that people don't really realise, and it's the small things that kind of happen in the background that really make this massive change. And I think that's the point of committee. There are so many little things, from HR to logistics to the treasurer. There's all these little things that happen in the background that no one really realises. But I feel very privileged. Sorry. It's very late, guys. I feel really privileged that as my position as president, I kind of see everything. And I've really seen all of the committee really go for it this year, but especially you. So thank you very much. And I hope that you're very proud, because you've really achieved.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, we're going to move on to the fundraising address now. A little bit fun.
I'm not crying, I was just itching my eye. It's fine, it's fine.
You can do what you need to do. So, our fundraising address is quite nifty. I've literally just opened a new PowerPoint over a PowerPoint. Guys, it is late. We've been talking a long time. Like, even for us, this is long. Because you didn't see us train last year, or maybe you did. And we could talk, but I feel like we're really reaching the limits now.
Sometimes our sessions around like 2 to 2.5 hours rather than like maximum of 2. But this AGM really takes the biscuit a little bit.
So we've got a bit of a fun thing this time. We have been given some audio from Jenna, and we've also been given the accompanying fundraising spreadsheet. So Jenna has been our fundraising officer for the past year, and she has astounded all of us with what she's achieved. I'll let her kind of explain more, and I'll probably thank her again after, because bearing in mind that everything was kind of interrupted a bit quickly this year, she has just pulled it out of the bag. Again, John has said it before, but thousands of pounds have been raised. She's done such a good job. But I'll hand it over to her for her fundraising address.
Hi guys, this is Jenna giving the fundraising address. What you can see in front of you is a spreadsheet of all the fundraising events we've done over the year. So you've got the event, the date that it happened at, where it happened, the total that we raised, and the gift aid contribution, which is kind of just a government scheme to boost fundraising totals. So yeah, the total for the year is £5,481.72, and with the £120 gift aid contribution, that comes to £5,601.72, which is really amazing, and all that money will go to St John Ambulance to support the amazing work they do in the community, teaching people first aid and providing first aid cover at events across the country. So yay, woo! That's really cool. Just a side note, the total in blue at the bottom does not equal the total of all the numbers in the column. This is because a bunch of events the totals from a bunch of events are included in the skydive totals at the bottom. So the events where this applies, it will be included in the notes section. So that is that's just why the total doesn't seem to add up. So some things to highlight from over the year. Morrison's gave us a super generous donation of £1,200, which is going towards purchasing some radios for our unit. So we're super grateful for that. That was amazing. We also ran a bunch of quizzes over the year. We had the Freshers Week quiz and the Brooklyn Nine-Nine quiz. We did a whole bunch of bake sales, and I know from Mac Night as well. I had really good fun at them. I hope you did too. Thank you so much to anyone who came along or donated. We couldn't have reached our totals without you. I also can't not mention the Bath Half. Our runners raised £1,082.63, which is amazing. So a huge thank you to those guys, especially because on the day the weather was absolutely grim. So a huge thank you to the Bath Half runners. The skydive teams as well. We had 3 this year, 14 skydivers who have all done amazingly, raising money through their donations and their online events. So a huge thank you to those guys as well. As you can see, the totals are at the bottom for the skydive. I also want to say a huge thank you to the committee for helping me with my role this year. They've all been amazing, giving me ideas and support when I needed it. In particular, I'd like to thank Callum for helping me with all the financial legal side of things, particularly the guild systems, which I don't understand in great detail, but he does, and he's been indispensable this year. And Cosmo for booking a whole bunch of rooms, for booking bake sale stalls, and just generally being amazing. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And yeah, just the committee in general have been awesome, and I love you all. So yeah, that's it really. I'm incredibly grateful for everyone in the society, the committee, the skydivers, the Bath Half runners. I'm repeating myself now. Basically, I'm very grateful, and we've raised a lot of money to help a really great cause. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop talking now. Goodbye.
So the way that
I love that it just stops playing.
Okay, so everything is on my kind of iTunes. It kind of auto plays.
I'd just like to give a shout out to Jenna, who has managed to make Emma already start crying. Oh, we're back live.
We're back.
We're seeing, how long we could go without crying. So obviously, kind of EUFAS for the last 3 years,
It's been our lives.
since day one,
way.
I think that we've been to pretty much every session in the last 3 years, or if not, we've been doing other St. John things, and it's so difficult to kind of let it go. And I think that it's kind of hitting both of us, as it probably is hitting many of the other committee and society members, that kind of, we're about to leave. So yeah, shout out to Jenna for making Emma already cry before we've even got to all the wholesome videos and stuff.
So last year,
you can see my blanket now. EUFAS granddad just sat with my blanket.
Johnny's got his blanket. I've got my crying toilet paper.
Hey, that's a commodity. That's
honestly,
a luxury right now.
Thank you so much.
That's
this is so giving. So last year's AGM was really embarrassing for me because I was like, nah, I'm so chill. Then everyone got elected. We went in for the kind of final photo, and I just start bawling because I'm suddenly like, oh my god, everyone that I love is leaving because everyone was graduating. And then this year, I remember coming to Jono's house this morning and being like, Jono, I'm going to make you cry because my video is so good, because I wasn't going to cry. And then I've just listened, and I think it really has kind of set in, I feel so proud of you all, and I'm so happy to have been a part of this, and the achievements are crazy. You can't look at something like raising £5,000 and not admit that that is going to go somewhere, and that is going to go somewhere amazing. That is going to save lives. You just know it. So I'm really, really grateful to have been a part of that. And yeah, it has kind of been a part of our lives, and I'm so happy it has been. So yeah, as this video goes, I will probably continue to kind of
she's gonna go
up and
guys.
down in my redness and tears. But so is Jono, so it's fine. So that was our fundraising address. But before we move on, the key thing is, John, I kind of said it, but Jenna has been amazing. I have honestly never met someone so determined and so energetic and so positive. The role of fundraising is one of, I think, the most rewarding, because you can just do so much, and Jenna has done so much. She has made new ideas work, she's made old traditions work. She's done so much at the same time. Her plate is so full. And I'm so proud of what she's done. From open mic nights, which were amazing, and really allowed a lot of our society members to really showcase their musical talents, which was crazy and fantastic as a friend and as a president to see. She's run so many stalls, so many bake sales. Bath Half, she's tried to organise so many different runs, she's tried to get people involved in so many different ways, and I'm so proud of it. And every time that something went wrong, and it always will, from risk assessment issues to room booking issues to this, she always bounces back. She always bounces back with something new and something amazing, and something that really allows everyone who's part of it to get something amazing out of it. I've never seen anyone leave one of her fundraisers going, you know what, should have gone to Timepiece. Nah, never again. Not at all. People go to the Brooklyn Nine-Nine quiz. They've never been part of First Aid. They've never even come to a forum seminar room before. And then they join because they realise how fun it is, and how it's not just First Aid. We're really promoting friendships, and it's been so lovely to see people make friends at both the sessions, but also at fundraisers and these socials. And it's been really amazing to see. So thank you, Jenna, so much for everything that you've done this year. And more than that, thank you so much to everyone who's helped Jenna do all that she could this year. All of the committee members, all of the society members, all of the non-society members who got involved with fundraising because you thought it would be cool. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And I hope to continue to watch EUFAS grow and do it. Hooray. So, next up on this grand tour of EUFAS, it's our event lead address. So, this is from Anne-Mary. Anne-Mary has been our events lead this year. And this is a summary of the total hours performed from the last AGM. Oh, thank you. From the last AGM, which was on the 1st of April, to now. So on the 25th of March. And this is a kind of pie chart of all of the hours. The total hours on DIPS, which is the kind of software system that we use to track it, is 2,274.6 hours. More than that, there are several missing event hours from Cricket, Wimbledon, London Ride, Grizzly and London Marathon, totalling over 700 hours. So our grand total as a St John Ambulance unit is 3,063.35 hours. That seems somewhat crazy to me. I'm going to bring my calculator out because honestly, 3063.35 divided by, how do I find out, what am I trying to do?
I don't
Get
know.
that into a day. Hours, 24. That's 127 days.
That's like a third of a year.
That's
crazy. That's like 4 months back-to-back hours in 1 year completed by our unit.
That's honestly amazing. So Jono kind of has already said how amazing our unit is, but thank you so much to all of you. I'll now hand you over to Anne-Mary, who is going to give her address. But honestly, thank you so much to everything that you guys have done.
Just working through a few technical difficulties to try and get Anne-Mary's video up.
The same problems as kind of before happened. So if you were in our first live stream, Google decided that it did not want to play videos anymore, even though it had for the majority of the day. But we are working through. I think I did something earlier.
You did have them all up unless you closed it.
Did not. I will download it and then play it for you. So yes, please bear with. I'm very sorry. Jono, what was your favourite event of this year?
I think favourite event is, we always kind of use it as an icebreaker, especially at selection. If you did run to join our unit, it's one that always comes up, and I think that it's so difficult. You know, I really enjoyed Exeter Half Marathon this year because it was my first shift as a cycle responder. It was something that was really new and it was really fun. But then I also really loved the Grizzly, which was a few weeks ago, because we were. Oh, Anne-Mary's just popped up.
Anne-Mary's just popped up.
We were, we were super busy, and Cosmo and the unit manager from Plymouth, student volunteering unit, extracted a patient on a tractor, and I think it was the most crazy event that I've been on. But then I loved being at Bath Half 2 weeks ago and travelling up with all the SVU volunteers and the runners and staying in a hostel overnight and then going to families' houses the next day. I think there's so many different things about events and volunteering that I love. And I think that there have been so many events this year. Help Zone, I mean, we got to do so much during Help Zone. We treated so many patients and got to be treatment centre managers and comms officers and all sorts. It was amazing, kind of all the different things that we've managed to do this year. And it's crazy because I honestly can't believe that the year's up. The time's just gone so quickly. But events are great. Watch Anne-Mary's speech.
Okay, so Anne-Mary's just going to talk about her time as event lead.
I have no idea what order this is in, but before we get into it, I hope that all of you are keeping safe in these very strange times, and I hope that the whole AGM will lift your spirits up, and hopefully it will soon be over and we can all see each other again. But in the meantime, stay safe and at home. So, you know, video is very strange to do all of this, but I would like to take this time to just thank every single one of you, like every volunteer who has given up their time in any capacity to volunteer for any of the events this past year. You guys have been tremendously helpful, and you have made a very interesting year into a very, I wouldn't say easy, but a very beautiful one. You guys have constantly stepped up and adapted in changing circumstances again and again this past year, and have made my job a lot easier than it could have been, and I'm just grateful for you guys, so thank you again for all of that. You guys know how much I love this unit, and one of the reasons is that it's just a community and a family from the get-go. You know, it's not just within our unit, but it's also, you know, whichever event you go, wherever you go, whether it's Plymouth, whether it's Cheltenham or London, you guys all carry a sense of professionalism and commitment, and people have seen that and commended you on that. I would like to do the same, each and every single one of you. I'm so proud to be in your unit and be part of one of the best units in the country, and that's all thanks to you, and I really hope you guys recognise that. I'm trying to keep it short, but in terms of the hours, you know, your commitment and sacrifice are more than hours. It's, you know, who you are as people, but the hours are absolutely brilliant as well. Dips has most of the hours that you guys have done, and according to Dips, we've done 2,309 hours as a unit, but it doesn't include some of the national events that we've done, including some cricket events, Wimbledon, London Ride, Grizzly, London Marathon, which a lot of you volunteered for, and with all of that included, we've done over 3,063 hours. Now, I don't know what that is in eating or sleeping hours, because that's all I do now, but that is a lot. That is an absolutely brilliant amount of hours, and you guys have just, you know, I know each and every one of you have been there to, you know, at the weird times, really early in the morning when none of us should be awake, to really late at night, and those hours don't even include the travel back home, the travel, you know, from Newcastle or from Stevenage, places. You guys are kind of all over the country, and again, so committed, and I'm just grateful for your commitment this year. You know, it's been a pleasure to be your event lead, and all of you have stepped in and made my time as this so special, so thank you. I'd like to recognise all of you, but I'd like to recognise some of the volunteers who've done a lot of hours just simply because, you know, they've stepped in a lot, and I think we should celebrate them as a unit. So Emma's done 288 hours, Zoe 244, Jonathan 205, Jade 140, and Phoebe 130. And, you know, this is not to say that all of you, you know, I've got the numbers here and I can send it to any of you if you want them, but you guys have just been absolutely brilliant. Like, these hours are not just numbers, they are the people that you've looked after, they are the work that you sacrificed as part of university. We were all doing it, and, you know, none of it goes unnoticed, and I want to talk more, but I hope that you guys are keeping safe. I'm so thankful that you've made this year the year it has been, and I will be sad to see it go, but I'm also excited to see where it will go. So thank you for having me as your unit event lead, and hopefully see you all again in person soon. Bye!
Okay, just exit that. Right. So.
Right.
Right.
That was such a lovely speech, Harry.
That
Thank you so
was
much.
such a lovely thing to hear. I think it's a lovely thing to hear, both as a volunteer, but also as someone who has been on committee and is one of the kind of people there.
Can you at least warn me when we're going
Sorry.
on? Sat back and like,
I mean,
just chilling. It's like, oh, hi! I was yawning a second ago, so it's fine. Off the cuff, making things up as we go along.
Right, so that was a really lovely thing. Thank you, Anne-Mary. That was actually really, really lovely. Beyond that, I hope that while we're celebrating the people who have done a lot of hours, crazy amounts of hours, I think if I put the amount of time that I have spent volunteering into my degree, potentially, that would be good. But hey, graduating.
I think I worked out if I was using slightly different numbers, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I worked out if I were being paid £8 an hour because I love volunteering and I will continue to volunteer, and there's nothing I'd rather spend my time doing. But if I were to be paid for the amount of time that I spent just on events in St. John, like, I could pay my rent for a year. Like, it's well, maybe not a year, but like, it's crazy how many hours I spent on events. It is
a lot. And again, a huge thank you to everyone who has done such amazingly large quantities of hours. You guys have often really, really at the last minute kind of stepped in and covered something, which is fantastic, and thank you so much. And think of all the people that you have helped because of it. But more than that, it's really exciting to look on the spreadsheet and see so many new volunteers who are getting out on events. So many new volunteers who are trying new events or things that they've never experienced. I know when I first started volunteering, I'd never gone to a marathon. I'm not exactly a runner. So it was such a cool experience to be like, oh my God, like, everyone runs. I get to shout at people, like, shout enthusiasm and stuff, shout their names as they run past. And I'm like, this is now one of my favourite kinds of events to do. And it's because I started doing it back last year. It was my big out-of-district event for the time being, and I was like, whoa. And it was amazing. That was Bath Half. It was amazing. So I get so pumped whenever I see new people go out on new events and they've never been out before. So it's really, really cool. More than that, we've got new 16 going out on events already as support members.
I think also something that's really nice, it kind of as a small side note, just a side note, also the number of volunteers who are coming to us from different units, or especially who have left XSVU, especially kind of the medics who've gone down to Truro, come back, and we're now seeing people who are returning to our unit and start doing events again with us. I think that's really nice to see people come back to us and get out on events as well.
Again, another kind of behind the scenes thing, but the person who has primarily been compiling all of these hours and making these spreadsheets and colour coding, it is Jono. And Mary has also been so important in kind of collating everything. Thank you so much for making that spreadsheet today.
Just love spreadsheets.
But thank you to all of you. It's these little behind the scenes details that are really important. We do need to log people's hours. So thank you again.
Of course.
Right, so the next thing, slightly more exciting, is our end of year awards. So I don't know do you think it's nicer for you to keep on looking at us, or do you want to look at the PowerPoint because it's got a list of the awards? I think just keep on looking at us because we'll read the awards out.
Because the award, it doesn't say anything except the name of the award. You just get to keep looking at us.
You gotta keep on like looking at us because we're about to leave. So this is your last chance.
God, that's depressing.
I know, I'm in a really sad mood. I don't really know what to do with it. So yeah, let me just grab the awards. Right. So we had several awards. Thank you, first off, to everybody who participated in my little Google form. It's really fun to be able to not only celebrate you as committee and with all of our commendations, which are coming along a little bit later, but to see you celebrate each other. It's so nice to read everything that you're saying about each other, and it really goes to show that you're really kind of making these fast friends, which is so lovely. But to start off with, the first award is the most committed EUFAS member. So these are the people who you see every single week. these are the people who we on committee kind of see pop up on the register every single week. And we've got 2 people who have come up for slightly different reasons, but both because of their commitment. And the first person is...
It's Asha.
Woohoo!
It feels very strange, the two of us
I
are
know.
clapping, like,
So
clap
at
at home when you're
imagine
watching
that
it.
you like, haha, clap, clap. Oh, this is such a...
I was fully zoned out. I keep watching us on the TV screen off to the side, and Emma just pointed at me, and I was like, ah! And I just looked at the notes.
I think we're going to have to... Did you take a photo earlier of the whole setup?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to show you what behind the scenes looked like later on, like give you a little post of what we've been dealing with.
I can take a new one, because the photo...
Because we've had...
was that.
Oh boy, same.
We'll take a new one.
We'll take a new one, but honestly that kind of conveys my emotions. I was very stressed at that point. I've been learning a lot of streaming software. But we're dealing with many monitors, so it's kind of easy to get a bit distracted. It is, honestly, I feel like we're like in NASA about to launch a rocket, but no, it's just
with
our
3
AGM.
computer screens.
Yeah, and a phone.
And a phone.
And to be fair, sometimes your phone also.
Sometimes my phone.
But anywho, Asher has won this award, and you all nominated him for the same reason, and it was literally that he just keeps coming to sessions. Everyone who nominated them from committee, it was very clear that they were from committee because they would be able to say, I've looked in the register. And it's true, I think he attended like 16 sessions out of 18, which is crazy. Maybe not 18 because we had to cancel the last one. But we also did the online one, so thank you for coming
Also,
to
he
that.
watched the online one as well.
Yeah. So, Asher, thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for being always there. It's so cool when we get people and they just stick for the ride. It's been so lovely having you. It's been so lovely being able to kind of... I was always a bit nervous, both as a trainer but also as a president, when people kind of join and you don't know their faces. And then it's so nice when you kind of get to know the regular faces and you come back, and it's a really reassuring thing to have in the crowd where you're like, oh, you're coming back. We're doing a good job. So it's really nice in the beginning. And then our second winner for the most committed EUFAS member it's Jenny Hinks. Jenny was nominated a few times just because of how every time she came to the session, she was so committed to what we were doing. So she was always kind of on topic. She was always wanting to discuss it, always getting really involved in the scenarios and sessions. And she also came to a fair few of the sessions as well, like a lot of the majority. So thank you so much. It's very late.
It's like 2 a.m, man.
Yeah.
I also love that you said a lot of the majority.
A lot of the majority.
The majority. 60% of the time.
True.
It works 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
To those of you watching this, like, tomorrow,
like, in
a
a
day,
year, you're looking back and see us
it's
in
been
this,
a very
like,
long time
fever
talking.
dream. And now
It
we're...
is.
In about half an hour, we're going to be at 8 hours of live streaming.
Yeah. Anyway,
Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up in the comments.
whoop, whoop. Enough likes, and maybe we'll start a radio/vlog.
I want to start doing like online.
Honestly, I think we should
first
start
aid
doing
teaching.
online first aid teaching.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
kind
we're
of
great.
cool. I really like this. We'll get back to you. Anyway, the next award is the Ultimate Meme Monday Artist. So on Mondays, we've been trying to do #Meme Mondays in our Exeter University First Aid Society group. It's on Facebook. If you would like to join it, please do. Go onto the page, join the group. It's all free. It's all fun. And on Mondays, we've been doing memes. And
Memes.
yeah, and they've been so good. I really love the like variation, the variety, the differences. So good. And the winner for the Ultimate Meme Monday Artist is Jono.
It's Matt Palmer.
Woohoo! So Matt was pretty much nominated in every single submission, apart from a couple. I do want to have a little honourable mention to Jay. Lots and lots of contributions, and also Cosmo. really
So
kicked
that's
off
really
Meme
nice.
Mondays in the beginning.
I think Jacob made some good ones as well.
Jacob also,
Jacob.
quality content. I do giggle every single time, especially when it's first aid related. Though the majority are first aid related, which has been nice. I especially really enjoyed the online session memes from last week.
Yeah.
Also from that, they were, oh my god!
I'm like, that's going to become another one. Just like the one of just me just
You're
like...
gonna have like a warning!
apologies. The one where I'm just like holding Emma's neck and it just looks like I'm... Or worse, the one where I'm supporting Aaron's neck, but my face is like a murderous intent. I'm like... Oh, please don't screenshot that.
You really just snuck. I just didn't
I'm
really
also
notice.
sorry for making you joke. Oh no! We've just watched it back. Oh god, the screenshots, because there is fear in Emma's eyes. It's gonna be awful.
Okay, so yes.
Is anyone still watching? Because we haven't seen a comment in a while. Has anyone else got to bed?
16 people are watching. Oh, hey kids.
I reckon they've probably all got to open on their laptops and they've just kind of passed out.
Okay, so the next award is the keenest bean. So the person who is the most eager, the person who always gets involved no matter what it is. And the person who won that award is Matthew Clayman. Congratulations. I feel like this doesn't really come as a surprise. Matt has consistently impressed all of us with how eager he's been. Always getting involved, from the stalls to the St. John unit sessions to the First Aid Society sessions, always getting involved. And it's been so lovely to see. Our next award is... Why am I drum rolling? Why are you drum rolling for the award? It's Best Kahoota!
Did you skip one?
No.
Third one down.
Oh, yeah, I did. Whoops. Reading. So, the Best Kahoota, we've got a couple of nominations from different people, and I don't know which is the most credible source, but hey. So, Annabelle has told me that the person who, in her mind, has won the Kahoot the most is Matt Clayman. Amazing. But then in the Google forms, we've had a couple of names come up again, and those guys are Callum and Bex Kingston. Woohoo! So I think that you've all had some real successes with Kahoot. I have a personal bond with Kahoot because we introduced it last year. Imagine a EUFAS session, like in our first year, where at the end of the PowerPoint, the questions would be written on the board, and you would write it in your notes, which I love. But then we found Kahoot. And I think that I might, if I ever get married, maybe that's how I want to be proposed to, by a Kahoot. Because Kahoot...
When you say yes, and it's like, wrong!
Yee! How is your proposal gonna go?
Badly. Evidently.
Depends on what you want out of it, I guess. But yay, Kahoot has been fantastic. I think it's a really lovely way to get involved. And thank you all for getting so involved in it. Then, back to the previous award, is the Scenario Sunday Star. Alongside our Meme Mondays, we've also been trying out a Scenario Sunday. And as I say it, my voice got slower because I realised it's been a while since we posted a Scenario Sunday.
We're pretty busy. The last 2 Sundays, I've been on St. John Ambulance events, so I feel like...
Please allow...
It's difficult to find time to kind of do training for events when we're out on events.
Yeah.
Allow us this with final year students. Allow us.
But I do really want to get back on board with Scenario Sundays as so many side notes to this. Someone needs to make a list of all the side notes we're adding. But as this little meeting between us all, I promise we will get back on it with the Scenario Sundays. I think it is a lot of fun. I think people do enjoy them too. But who really, really impressed you all, you all nominated Jay for the Scenario Sunday Star, which is unsurprising considering that often Jay would be the first person to comment or sometimes the only person to comment. And it was so cool that even when you weren't completely sure, you still commented and you still gave it a go. And that's the whole point of EUFAS. We're not looking for people who get involved because they know everything. We're looking for people with any skill set, whether you're at an EMT level or thinks that CPR is licking a rock. That's not really that's not a good simile. I couldn't really think of anything.
Thinks that CPR is licking a rock? I mean, hopefully if there's one thing that you've learned, Osby, in First Aid Society, it's that CPR is not licking a rock.
Are you crying now? I told you Jono would cry. It's now. I made him cry.
It's laughter.
Cries.
3 years of EUFAS and she thinks that CPR is
I don't. That's my point. I'm sorry. I couldn't really think of not first aid. Yeah, we're looking for any skill set can join EUFAS. Anyway, basically, Jay, thank you for getting involved. Yes. Please take over.
Okie dokie. So, something that's kind of been introduced a little bit into our society training sessions this year is story time. And it's become quite common for an interjection of a story into the sessions, which I think is great. I think that last year, Emma and I had a lot of stories to tell, but I think that what's really great this year is that anyone can join it, and people are joining in with all sorts of crazy and interesting stories. So we've got 3 people who've won the award for Ultimate Storyteller.
Oh yeah, with cute explanations also.
Yeah, I don't know the explanations of it.
Oh, well, you can say them.
So the winner of Ultimate Storyteller are Jakob, Cosmo and Annabelle.
Woohoo! Yeah, so, sorry, it's because I've remembered the explanations in my head, but I haven't written them down.
I can just see a name.
Words. It's like Jono's whole 5-word thing. I've got names. But yeah, so Jakob came up because you all were so excited every time that he would pop his hand up. He was so keen with answering questions, and you've already taken notice of it. And yay, awarding.
I can see all the comments about really licking a rock, which I find hilarious. Oh, they can see my blanket.
Everyone sees that it's okay. We've acknowledged the blanket. The blanket is part of us
I'm an old
now.
man.
We're elderly. We're here with our rocks. Anyway, also, a really sweet thing. Somebody in my little Google form nominated Cosmo for the Ultimate Storyteller because of his insights with his personal story about his brother. And so I did want to just kind of mention it because I think it's really lovely that you're all kind of learning from each other, especially kind of what you're learning in your personal lives. It's really amazing that you're all reflecting on it and being so respectful of each other's kind of boundaries with it. Jono's laughing because we're on a bit of a lag, and over here in the corner we've got this other monitor and everyone's still kind of reacting to this rock thing. I'm
really looking forward to, so please, if you can make memes, I know that today is Thursday, please get so many memes out there about licking a rock for CPR. Please, it'll be the funniest thing. If you're like, somebody call 911, it's okay, I know CPR. It was going to be hilarious. Sorry, Emma was being really wholesome, but I'm still cracking up, as I think most people are, from the licking the rock thing. You look like a cat.
Yeah, I know. It looked like that cat that was like. Look, I couldn't think of a simile.
In like 5 years, somebody's going to say, "Oh, what was your former unit manager and president like?" And they're going to show them this video, and it's going to be crazy. Moving on.
Okay. Yes, it's really lovely that you're all getting involved with this story time. In such an informative way, and obviously a lot of you have really been impacted by the stories, and you've really learned from it, and you've really appreciated it, which is such a lovely thing when you can cultivate this kind of appreciative community where you can share quite hard-hitting stuff. You've kind of struck gold. And finally, with Annabelle, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of, "You don't know whether to be worried that she's got so many examples of stories from medical things." So Annabelle has had a lot of good examples of stories with a lot of medical issues. So I don't know whether you're a bit worried that she's got so many or impressed. And it's true, she's got so many examples, and it's really great when you can teach on example. The next award is the Wooden Spoon Award. Unsurprisingly, based off of Christmas and also the person, Jenna Markey has won this award again.
Shocker.
What a shock. I think probably because every single session there is a new shenanigan. But also Aaron has also come up in this award. I think, again, just for being him. I think it's quite interesting that everybody in the audience is noticing what you're doing. And you've been silly. Haha. The next award was the Most Improved First Aid Skills / Knowledge. So, please no. So, it's very clear from your kind of examples used in scenarios, as well as your answers in Kahoots. A lot of you have really, really learned this year, and that's so, so fantastic. And the person who was nominated for the Most Improved First Aid Skills / Knowledge was Mark Bradford. Congrats. The people who nominated you were really, really impressed because you kind of joined the society, got really, really involved. You came to the Kaylee at the beginning of the year. You kept on coming along to sessions. And then by the end of the year, you started signing up to information stalls and student volunteering stalls, and you started teaching students in the forum. And I think the people who nominated you were really, really impressed that you've gone from, I don't know how much first aid knowledge you had in the beginning, but from whatever that was to being able to be confident enough to teach people and get involved with teaching. And I feel like if you can kind of teach a skill, that means you've really, really learned a skill. So I'm really, really happy, and I'm so proud of you. And then finally, for our last award...
Good egg.
It's not the last award. The Good Egg Award is next. I really can't read.
I would just keep skipping lines.
Bye! The Good Egg Award goes to two people. It's Ollie Elliott and it's Sarah Mills. Sarah, unsurprisingly, digestives did come up a lot in the responses, but also just for being such a positive person, always coming along, being so friendly and compassionate. And also Ollie Elliott. Ollie Elliott ran the Bath Half with some of us, but for MS this year. And I think a lot of you really took notice when she did her speech about MS at the beginning of the session a couple of weeks ago, which is amazing. And again, I think people just thought that you were such a kind-hearted person, so compassionate, so sweet. Just a good egg. And now our last award.
Of this section. There's still more to come, kids.
It's Beth Williams and Charlotte Hunt. Did I say the award? It's the Spirit of EUFAS Award.
So our final award is the Spirit of EUFAS Award. You know, we can just cut out that section.
Ignore. So our last award, it's the Spirit of EUFAS Award.
Is there an echo in here? Carry on.
This award goes for the people who are really embodying the kind of wholesomeness and the ideals of the society. Two people have won this award. Beth Williams is nominated, and also Charlotte Hunt. Both of them have just really impressed all of you guys who responded. with how kind you were again. So engaging. So I can't speak. Being a person who will listen to you if you ever needed to talk to them about something. I can't talk. And yes, the both of you have just kind of embodied what we want from EUFAS as kind of wholesome people. Just real good eggs.
I just want to put a huge shout out to Jay and Callum, who've already got rock licking memes up. Oh, who's is this one? Callum, I love something to do.
I'm gonna take this interlude to get water.
You're leaving to get water. Just gonna leave them here looking at me laughing. Yeah. Okay, Callum, I loved your meme. Oh, Jay. Except Emma doesn't think that. Emma thinks that in the modern age, you still just lick a rock. Oh, I'm cracking up. It's like 2 a.m. and everyone's just watching me just vlogging, laughing at memes. But honestly, that's so okay. I just want to say thank you to everyone for making these memes, and I look forward to seeing so many more memes popping out. I think it's going to be absolutely one of the funniest things that's happened in EUFAS so far. Emma has gone just to go get some water, but when she comes back, I think I don't know the exact order, but I think we're going to do kind of commendations. So there's a president and a unit manager and an events and society and unit training leads and fundraising leads. Commendations. There's commendations from certain committee members, for people, volunteers, society members who've kind of given outstanding contribution in that particular area. The memes are funny, thank you.
Thank you for the memes. I like the memes. Also, thank you for the creativity and also very quick response.
Like, I wish I could make memes that fast.
I wish I knew how to make memes. I tried to make a meme that one time. It wasn't very good.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
It wasn't that bad. I tried to make a joke out of like, when you need a meal deal, so you live on meal deals because you're always coming to EUFAS, and it was like health. It wasn't great.
Stop.
Okay. And that's... Have we finished the awards?
I believe so.
Yay!
Have you finished talking?
No. Never.
Okay.
Yeah. So... Now we go on to our committee commendations. So let me just swap you back round. There we go. So some of our committee members, including Jono and I, unfortunately for you guys, it's going to be live again because we're both here. But the rest of committee have kind of filmed a little collation of their commendations, so the people that they really wanted to kind of acknowledge this year as people who have really impressed them. So I shall leave you with them.
Hi everyone, this is the fundraising officer's commendation video. So I just want to say before I start, a huge thank you to anyone who's been involved in any kind of fundraising this year. I know how difficult it can be and how stressful and how much of a commitment it is, and I'm so grateful for all of you for getting involved. To literally everyone, like a huge thank you to the Bath Half Runners. You all did amazingly, you were so supportive, and you trained so hard. On the day it was disgusting, like the weather was awful, and you all did it, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much. The same for skydivers. It was stressful. I did it my first year and I know how difficult it is. And you all planned some amazing events. Whether they went ahead or not, I'm so proud. They were so creative. We had casino night, we had sci-fi quizzes, we had TV quizzes, we had bake sales, mixology nights were being planned. So yeah, I'm super proud of you all, whether your events happened or not. I know how hard you work, so a massive well done. But yeah, now to the point of this video. This commendation, I couldn't decide between two people because they kind of went hand in hand. But yeah, they planned a casino night, and I know from that you're going to know who it is. But they worked so hard, and they got so many people involved, which is a feat in itself. They were at the Poker Society. They recruited a whole bunch of people to help run the stalls on the night. Even before that, they had a bunch of things go wrong, and they didn't let them get them down. And they made it happen. And on the night, it was amazing. And I had such a good time, and I know everyone else did too. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, and I've just been completely bowled over by how enthusiastic they've both been about this event all year, and about fundraising in general. I've just been so impressed. Well done, you guys. So you all know who this is going to from what I've said already. But the fundraising commendation goes to Matt Clayman and Eloise Newton. But I wanted to give some honourable mentions as well. Sarah Mills and Jemima Whittle, because they just really stood out to me as two people who volunteered for almost anything that I organised. I organised a bunch of bake sales, street collections, Morrison's collections. They were two people who were always like the first to put their name down. And fundraising isn't always the big fun events. It's the little things that really add up, and are just as equally as important. And they're not necessarily as fun, but yeah, they're very important. And they were always two people who are willing to give up their time for the smaller things like the bake sales. So yeah, well done, you guys. Jenna Hart and Chloe Green as well, because they managed to coordinate a quiz with not only one of the society, not two, but I think it was four in the end, which takes a lot of work. I know it's very difficult. So a massive well done to you guys for putting that work in and making that happen. Even if it was cancelled in the end, it was a huge feat just getting organised. So yeah, I'm so impressed with that. Well done. And Ariane Jowdry, because when the skydive very first started in first term, she was ready to get started, and she took a bucket home over the Christmas holidays to fundraise at an open mic night that she was performing at, which is amazing. To put that extra time in, I was really impressed by that. Basically, I'm impressed by everyone. Well done, you guys. Thank you.
Hi guys. Just another video from me to give my unit training commendation. This year I'd like to commend Matthew Clayman for his persistent hard work in our unit sessions, but also with fundraising and general sort of enthusiasm to volunteering with our unit and with St. John. I think he's going to go on to be an incredible volunteer with us, and he's going to do so much for this unit. I can't wait to see what else he's got in store for us. So congratulations, Matthew Clayman.
Guys, so before starting anything, I'd really like for you guys to pat yourselves on the back because we couldn't have covered any of these events without you. So thank you for your cooperation and support. It's meant a lot. For my unit event services lead commendation, I'd like to recognise a volunteer who has just been a star from the beginning, since being operational last year. From doing big events like national events to small events, they have impressed every single person that they've worked with, receiving commendations for their skill and their ability to treat patients calmly and competently, but also just with a smile. With every event, they have just brought joy to the people that they're working with, and I would like to recognise Annabelle Fox as my event lead commendation because she has just been a joy to work with. She has brought a lot to the unit, and I think she should be recognised for her commitment. Thank you.
Okay, so those are all of our pre-recorded commendations. I am very sorry. You're going to have to sit through Jono and I again. Jono has fully tortillered himself.
I said
Jono
to
is
give
a
me a
burrito.
notice before we go back.
Jono just became a burrito.
Does Annabelle have
A burrito?
a commendation?
She does, yes.
Yes.
But she has written it.
Yes. I was going to say, don't
Yes,
forget
yes.
to read it out.
Yes. All received.
Not they've seen
Over.
it. I'm going back in.
He's going back in. Do you want to be
No, it's okay. It's okay.
tucked?
I'm sat in the same position as well.
That's okay. You know, you just got a burrito sometimes. It's a hard world. Yeah. So the last commendation from the other members of committee is the society training commendation. So Annabelle has nominated Asher. And for this commendation, it's because she's always so impressed with how much effort he puts into the sessions and how he always seems to get a lot out of them. The way he approaches the scenarios is excellent, and he seems very confident and capable to take care of someone in need. He's been an asset to the group, and I'm very proud to commend him for this award. And this is from Annabelle. So that's our last commendation from those guys. We also have a commendation. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first. That's okay. So when I had to think about who I wanted to give the unit manager's kind of commendation to, I think that it's so much more difficult for me because as unit manager, my job is kind of everyone's job, and there's so many different things that we do as a unit that it's so difficult. You know, some people are great at events, some people are great on training, some people are great at fundraising, some people are just great beans in the unit. But actually, it wasn't that hard in the end to decide, because really there's one person I think who's at the heart of kind of everything that happens in kind of all of the areas, and I really wanted to nominate somebody who's not on committee, but then I think that kind of in this case, this person's just given so much to all the areas of. What was that look for? I just see that side.
Sorry, he's giving me like eye contact through the screen, and I was like,
I'm just looking at the screen.
I know, sorry. It's
They're just involved in every kind of aspect of the unit. They're there in training. They're there, you know. I'll be more specific. I'm trying to be very vague. This person has got the most hours in the unit. Yeah, okay, she's worked it out now. This person's got the most hours in the unit. She's always out on events. She's always so keen to be out on events, but also she wants to help people on events. She genuinely loves being out there, and she does events not to get the hours, but to actually help people, to gain experience, and to look after our volunteers. Logistically, she's driven me down to the hub. She's driven me all around Exeter. During Freshers alone, we did, you know, probably like 100 miles. A few weeks ago, she drove an ambulance around Exeter for 2 days. It's Emma, in case you hadn't worked it out. She's driven me around everywhere. She's always so supportive. Basically, I could talk for like half an hour, but at the end of the day, every kind of aspect of St. John, everything that I've done in my role, everything that happens in the unit kind of has Emma at the base of it. She supports everyone. She supports all the volunteers. She supports me. She supports the UMT. And I think that it can't go unnoticed. I did want it to be somebody who's not a committee member, but actually I think that Emma, the amount of work that's gone in over the last 3 years for the unit can't really go unnoticed. She really helped me with training last year. She has helped me so much with unit management. She's kept me kind of slightly sane when St. John's been a little bit difficult, and she's been so supportive. So I would like to give, although I know that she's not very happy about it because I can see this eye contact, I would like to give the unit manager's commendation to Emma Cogswell. Wow, you have to clap. There you go. I shall cocoon.
You shall cocoon. You've made me feel
also,
so high.
I would like to say so many people in the comments to help me kind of feel justified, because I know that Emma's very embarrassed that I nominated her. everyone has jumped in the comments to be so supportive and so thankful of Emma. So I hope that she realises how much she means to everyone in the unit and how supportive she is to everyone. Believe in yourself.
Oh my god.
Now
You've
do your
never made
speech.
me feel so embarrassed.
And if she
in
doesn't
my life.
nominate me for president's commendation, it's going to be
I'm
embarrassing.
actually really annoyed because
Ouch.
this whole time, so I have 2 commendations. I had a society member and a committee member, and I was like, oh, he's going to be so bamboozled when I commend him.
I want spoilers.
But now I feel like the rug's been snatched under me. But yes, I did want to commend you. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Well. How are the turntables?
I take away my commendation. Bye. But no, I did. Oh, this is so gross. I hate this. Ew, this is so moist. But I am a moist person. This is. Do I mean that?
I really hope not.
What is it? When you're like
a melt.
Mushy.
That was
I'm
a bit
just
of a melt.
mushy. I think we're realising like we're just a bit of mashed potato that has maybe been mashed a bit much. And that's okay, but welcome to the emotions.
Mashed potatoes been mashed too much.
Yeah, like maybe a bit too much butter has gone in there. It's a bit
You
too
can never
creamy.
have too much butter.
You actually probably can't. It's quite mushy. Anyway,
Continue.
I feel I'm really embarrassed. Sorry, I don't really take praise well. Thank you. Honestly, no. Thank you all. To address, thank you. Honestly, very much. I really loved being that. I really love being this role position. It's been really lovely to watch you all grow and help you all get there. And thank you for saying I've done a good job. But yeah, my first commendation was to you. Is still to you. I haven't taken it away. I'm sorry, that was a joke. I do want to commend you. I think I kind of preempted this earlier. I got a bit too keen. But Jono, you have honestly like shone from the person you were in first year. Let me give you a little background. Oh, flashback time. Flash. So, it's first year. I don't really know Jono that well. We've done our little first aid training course. We're in St. John. Lit. I think we've walked to the forum together like 3 times now. I don't know him that well. Then I feel like it's probably like a Tuesday morning, maybe 8:30. I go to a lecture. I know, crazy. We were different people.
It was an 8:30.
He actually was sometimes. We were different people. I was at the 8:30. Then after the 8:30 ended, maybe like 9:30. 30, yeah, it would end at 9:30, not 9. 9:30ish, let's say. I get a really strange text from this really strange person that I don't really know that well. It's Jono. Jono's asking me if I want to be the social sec and treasurer of a new society he's making. What? He wanted to make a first response society. And
we're bringing this up now.
And I feel like it obviously didn't happen because, okay, I'm getting a lot of texts. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on Do Not Disturb. This is how I treat you usually. I'm very sorry. But the kind of person that Jono is, stop looking at me and I'm trying to be mushy.
I'm sorry.
The kind of person that Jono is.
Like mashed potatoes be mashed too much. Continue.
It's so mushy. The kind of person that you are and continue to be is the kind of person who sees an absence of care or something that we're not doing very well in, and immediately you think, how can I fix it and what can I do to make it better? So in first year, when Jono realised that we maybe weren't reaching our full potential as responders, he tried to make a society. And at the time I was very confused why he was drafting me in, But now I look back and I really am so happy that you were going to take me along on the ride. It didn't work out, and we found new ways to kind of do it with EUFAS. But this is the thing, it fell through and you got back up. I can't stop I'm going to mute everyone. It fell through, but you got back up. And you continue to do so, and you continue to impress me with how much has maybe not gone right, but you still get yourself back up, and you still get yourself even better, and you keep on climbing up, and you've achieved so much with St. John. But also in the society, we've done some amazing things, and it's only because you were there to make sure that it was really being pioneered and put through. And I really want you to feel appreciated as a person who's relied on you a lot, but also as a fellow member, but also as your president. I've really noticed what you've done. And you have, like, I do see it, and you have done a lot, from ensuring that everybody else is okay, to ensuring that everything else is okay. I keep getting distracted by the messages. Look, I cannot. But basically, what I'm trying to say, it's okay. What I'm trying to say, in summary, is you've done a really fantastic job this year. And I want you to be really proud of yourself, because I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate this.
I hate this.
I find it very funny that our commendations have just gone to each other. It's very kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
Now moving on. Because I have another commendation. So my other commendation goes to a person who is not on committee, but has really, really impressed me. I do see a lot as who I am. And I just wanted to make sure that you all kind of realise that you've all done such amazing things. And, ew, I hate this.
We're not full screen, it's like...
Oh, we're not full screen. We can make it full screen if you really want. Oh God, all of our faces. Okay, we're here. Full screen. So my second commendation goes to a person who isn't on committee and also was new to the society this year. This person joined up and then ran for our selection, and she got selected, and she is now part of our new 16. This person has astounded me with her kindness and her compassion. I've really noticed that anybody who ever talks about this person it's always with so much sunshine in their life. I make it really ambiguous, sorry. Because obviously my surprise fell through here. But this person is the kind of person where on a really hard shift at work, they're going to make baked goods and bring them in for you so that on your break you can have them. This person is the kind of person who signs up to all of the little things as well as the big things, the little stalls, the information stalls. She's the kind of person who sat with me for the whole duration of a stall, which is crazy because while I expect myself to do it as the president, but also me, I was so surprised that someone else would be crazy enough, but also willing to sit there and teach the public for honestly like 6 hours. This person is Beth Williams. Beth has really, really impressed me with how much effort she puts into it. I'm so proud of her. She's going to be such an amazing society training lead. I'm so excited for all of you to watch it. And I'm so excited to tune in when I can. She's such a good teacher. I really noticed it at things like the medical school conference and things where she's teaching the public on stalls. She's so good with people. Beth, you're so understanding, you're so empathetic, and yeah, you give my commendation. No, I am giving you my commendation for all of the above. Because when you got the spirit of EUFAS, it is for a reason, and I think that you're fantastic. Hooray! So those are my commendations. But it was so hard to choose them because there are so many of you who have been amazing. From Eloise to Charlotte, Jessica Kruger, Bex Kingston. Honestly, so many people on committee deserve a commendation, from Cosmo to Callum to Jenna. Oh, Jenna. Jade, you've consistently smashed everything that has been put in front of you. Our 2 trainers, Aaron, Annabelle, you've been amazing. Yasmin, our socials, fantastic. Cosmo, I've already said your name, but I have to go back to you. You introduced a welfare officer role for our society. That's amazing. And thank you. It's been a joy to work with all of you. Hooray. I've talked so much. So.
8 hours.
Christ. What's next, eh? What could be next?
What's next on our list of fun?
I know, it never ends, but in a nice way. The sad thing is, I complain now because my throat is, sore, but also I will cry for a solid 10 minutes here after it's over. So, today I got a very strange message, well, not strange, but maybe surprising.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue, yeah. From Anna and John. You might have met them when John ran his wilderness medicine session, and Anna has come up a few times to volunteer at events, but also to kind of pop in. And they are both former EUFAS members. John used to be our logistics guy, Anna used to be our president, and, sorry, John, I just laughed because I said logistics guy.
John used to be unit events lead and then was unit logistics lead.
And Anna used to be our training lead and then our ex-president / unit manager. And they've made us a little video, and I actually haven't watched it. I could only literally upload it and paste the link here in time. I've muted it.
We just thought.
Here we are.
Hello.
Hello.
We just thought we would slip on in to pretend. I don't know if this is going to be part of the AGM thing or just a little message to Emma and Johnny, but we wanted to say a little bit about Emma and Johnny because I had a rant in our car that I felt needed to be vocalised, and that was about Emma and Johnny, and just that me and you, us both, we've noticed how hard they have worked, and I feel like they've gone so far above and beyond what anyone thought was possible. They've done so much, and I was going to say they've done more than I expected them to, which sounds bad because it sounds like I didn't expect them to, but I expected them to excel, and I knew they were going to be amazing, but I've been completely floored by how amazing they've been, how amazing you've been. And I feel like that holds true for the years that you were both on the committees we were on. I was going to say our committee there. And I was just so proud of you then, both of you. And I'm so proud of you now. And I feel like AGMs are the time when everyone should be celebrated, but it tends to be the people that are making the thing are too stressed by making the thing to celebrate themselves. And I feel like that's been Emma and John all the year. Like they've been, I don't know, they've just been fantastic
so
all year.
Good and have led from the front and not really, I think, paused to acknowledge the fact that you both have made both of the society and the unit bigger and better and stronger than it's ever been as long as we've known it, I think. And you've achieved so much that it's just actually quite mind-blowing.
I know, and I don't think anyone has ever because it was just happening, and there was always the next thing and the next thing. I don't think anyone's ever been like, well, you're doing really well. I mean, we tried to, but I don't think we did it very well.
I'm going to get my tin.
But
you really have.
I am a bit taken aback by the stuff that you both have done and you've achieved and you've done while managing, like, to stay friends.
Yeah.
And it's just been, I'm just taken aback by it all. Like, you've just been
Amazing.
from start to finish. From start being, you know, when I first met you and how excited you used to get at the sessions and how involved you used to get. And I remember they used to be them and I think Phoebe and someone else used to sit at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, they're really good, they're going to be really good. And that was before I even knew them, depending on who this is pitched to. That's before I even knew you properly. And then you did training and you did so much better than I did. And you made it so exciting and you worked so tirelessly behind the scenes to do everything else. And I feel like, particularly sometimes with Jono, no one ever stopped him and told him how well he was doing. And now you've led this thing and it's so much bigger and so much better than it has ever been in my knowledge of it. And you've dealt with so much more hardship than I think we had to.
Yeah, definitely.
But you've still kept it the good thing. And keeping it the good thing is everyone's goal, but you've done that and you've done all of this other stuff. And been general good eggs as well, and I think that's really good.
Yeah, it's just been a delight, hasn't it, to watch, and a privilege and a joy to watch you both grow, and I think we're so both very proud of you.
Yeah, that's a very dad, John.
TM.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I stand by it.
No, you're right. We are very proud. And we just wanted to say.
Yeah. We thought I'd send you a little message that you can either keep or share.
Or not.
As you choose. Or
It's up
never
to you.
watch.
You're free birds now. But no one's free birds. Gotta self-isolate. I think
Free self-isolating birds.
free self-isolating
Good.
birds.
On that note,
Horrible.
crashing on.
I realised we never introduced ourselves, but I just hope people know-ish who we are. Yeah, but... yeah,
You've got to hope.
go on.
Anyway, Trainwreck.
Mm.
Good luck with the rest of the AGM.
Take care.
Bye now.
We love you. Bye.
I love that Jay's fully predicted it. It's like, to be fair, Phoebe said, what are the odds that they're crying right now? And at that specific second, I don't think we were crying.
No,
But then I think tears kind of came
they came.
about 3 seconds later. I'd never seen that video before. I don't know if
I
you'd.
hadn't either, so I kind of started saying, I'm going to turn the thing on, so you have a warning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So I had been sent this earlier. And because of our problem with Google Drive not playing videos, it was when you were making bolognese and I was in like my stress mode of trying to download videos and upload them to YouTube so we could then stream them here for our AGM elections. So I kind of just downloaded it from John. I don't even think I said anything to him. John, if I never replied to your message, thumbs up, because that's how I've been replying to everyone today. So, thank you for that. I'm not gonna lie, it began and I hated it because I was like, oh no, this has become
Especially
like...
having just given commendations to each other.
I think it's hard because I'm very proud of everyone. It's hard sometimes to be the people running it. And I think I'm really happy that, yeah, we have stayed friends, and I'm happy that we're in a position where we can say to each other that we've done a good job, because I feel like across the year we haven't really. So it's nice that at the end of the year we've been able to kind of say, hey, good, you've done a good job, and vice versa. Thank you. I'm still a bit shocked, but thank you.
I was determined that I wasn't going to cry. So everyone was like, you'll
I
cry at
knew
the
he
closing
was.
video. And
I
I was
knew
like,
he
no.
Okay, but with that,
Enough of the Emma and John first.
with that, It is the end of the AGM after two things. We've got committee goodbyes and we've got the EUFAS end of year video. And I think we'll go with the end of year video first and then we'll say goodbye to the committee, because Jono and I will probably want to say goodbye at the end of the video. So, this is the end of year video. I apologise if the audio isn't great. I tried to do some mixing this afternoon before Google Drive betrayed me and wouldn't play videos anymore. And it's not great, but I tried my hardest, and hopefully, thank you to everybody who submitted all of the photos into that folder for it. Hopefully I've got the majority in there, and I hope you enjoy. No, it's intense.
Loud.
I'm gonna go back. Okay, so that's our little wrap-up video. So I've used all of the pictures that you guys have submitted to me. Thank you so much for them. And finally, we've got some committee goodbyes. So Cosmo's been a bit fancier and he's made his own video. So I'll watch that first, and then I've got a little compilation of the other committee members if you want to have a look at that.
Somebody once told me the world.
My name's Cosmo. You may remember me as a person that would greet you at the start of every First Aid Society session and seemingly forget your name in a different way each and every week. I just wanted to make a short video to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been a part of First Aid Society this year. I joined First Aid Society 2 years ago, in the second year of my degree. Look how cute I was. Back then, I didn't know the difference between a normal sling and an elevation sling. What a moron. But over the years, I've done some incredible things, like throwing myself out of a plane, going on some fantastic duties, and of course, meeting all you lovely lot. I've enjoyed seeing you guys take part in First Aid Society so much this year. It's been incredible watching you guys have just as much fun as I did. I've loved all of the sessions we've done. I've loved all of the times we've gone to the RAM and talked about literally nothing for hours. It's all been so great, and it's all thanks to each and every one of you. So thank you for making my time on committee so good. So wherever you are, I just want to say I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're staying safe and warm and relatively entertained despite, staying in your house 24/7. And I know that you're all going to do amazing, whether you're going on to a few more years of university or graduating and getting a big proper job or whatever adults do, I don't really know. I know that you're all going to do fantastic. Thank you all so very much for this incredible year. Bye now.
Okay, so that's Cosmo's all goodbye there. Thank you so much for making that, Cosmo. Honestly, wow. And then this is just a little compilation. Not everybody in the committee was able to send a video, but here's a few of them, and they just wanted to say a few words to say goodbye as well.
Oh, hi there. You just caught me doing some first aid reading. I just wanted to say it's been amazing knowing you all and getting to know you all this year, and thank you so much for coming to the sessions. I've really, really enjoyed it, and I've loved seeing you all there. I'm playing Cahoots, obviously. So good luck with the AGM, and I hope all your speeches goes well, and I hope you have the role that you want next year. I will see you next year, hopefully, if the uni is back. Love you all.
Hey guys, being part of committee this year has been absolutely fantastic, but equally being part of the society has been so great. You know, you make new friends, you learn new skills, but also it's just the perfect way to end off Wednesday evening, rather that than, you know, in TP. But yeah, I have no doubt that next year's committee will do such a great job. The society will progress so much in terms of memberships and making that impact at uni. But yeah, I'm going to miss you all when I graduate, but you know, I'll be back hopefully.
Hi everybody. It's my committee address. Never done an online AGM before, so this is really interesting. Got my lovely stand here, which is two cardboard boxes on top of each other, so it's working so good so far, so I'm just going to keep it. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody in the society and everybody in the unit that make my role so rewarding. I've loved running sessions for the past 2 terms. It's been so much fun, and it's been such a disappointment that I haven't been able to run the final sessions. However, our online session went quite well, so I'm not complaining. Although I did see all of the antics that we got up to in normal sessions, so that is something new for me. I see how much we just chat about random stuff, so that's fun. Anyways, big thank you to everybody in the society, big thank you to everybody in the unit for participating and engaging in such an amazing way. Your enthusiasm sort of spurs me on when I make our sessions, because I know you guys like being hands-on, and I've just loved to see you guys learn so much more in the past year. You guys have gained so much knowledge in first aid, and I think it's really awesome to see you guys all grow. I have absolutely loved working with Annabelle for the past 2 terms. It's been brilliant, even though we do argue a lot. It's fine. And I have loved watching you guys all do the Cahoots, especially when the questions are a bit dodgy. That's probably one of my favourite things about training, because I don't get to complain about the questions because I make them, so it's fun. Anyways, again, it's just a massive thank you to everybody who's made every single session possible. So that's all of our committee members and unit members who volunteered to take stands and be patient throughout the year, so you guys all get the practice that you so love. It's been wonderful, and I hope to see you all again next year. And to those who are graduating and leaving us, good luck in whatever you do. Yeah. Aaron out.
Everyone. I've been involved in EUFAS and in fundraising since my first year, and I just want to say it's been such an honour to be on committee this year. I've had such an amazing time working with all of you and the committee and helping to spread the fundraising bug. It's been amazing because it's something I'm really passionate about. So a massive thank you to everyone who's been involved, everyone who signed up to throw themselves up for playing for St John, all the crazy people who ran 13.1 miles last weekend. You're all amazing. Everyone who came along to a bake sale, who came to the open mic night, who baked cakes for us. You're all amazing. I would say a huge thank you for making my job really easy and fun, and one of the best things I've done since being at uni. I love you all. Thank you.
30 seconds isn't enough, but I would just like to say a massive thank you to EUFAS, for the entity that is EUFAS, because it's just made my life. It's defined my time at university. I'm so thankful for the people that I have met. You guys have been and are my family, and I wouldn't be the person I am now without you. I have grown so much for it, and I've got a lot to thank for it. I wouldn't be going to the places where I am without it. and one day I'd like to come back and meet the future EUFAS generations and give my love to all of you. I can't wait to see where it goes, and bye!
Hi everyone, I hope that everyone is okay. It's such a shame that we can't gather one last time to celebrate this AGM and this year. I just wanted to say thank you. I had such an amazing year this year. I have loved any minute spent with you guys. I have enjoyed it so much, and I just hope to see you guys all very soon. And in the meanwhile, stay safe, and I'm sending love.
Okay, so that was a little video just saying goodbye. And as you can see, we have reached the end of the AGM PowerPoint. Last thing to do now is our goodbyes. And then that's the end of our AGM. Usually at the end of our AGMs, we kind of take a huge photo of the society and then, go to the pub. As a little celebration, so it's not really the end. It's very strange to me that we're ending it and it's just kind of us.
We're gonna
here.
hang up and then pack up and go.
And then I guess
I
I carry my computer home and try not to get ID'd by the police. Like, I don't know. It's a very strange cut off, but I'm very happy in my relief that EUFAS will keep going. And while I might not be able to say goodbye to you in person now, I'll hopefully, definitely be able to say hello to you next year, which I'm very excited for. So yes, I guess I will say my goodbye first.
You can go last if you
I'll
want
say
to go
my
last.
goodbye first. I think I've already kind of said it. I think EUFAS has been a very big part of my life ever since first year. Ever since that day where I decided that no, I would continue to go to EUFAS on the Wednesday instead of dipping out to TP with my housemates. I also quit. I can't remember what choir I was in. Soul choir. In first year I decided that no, first aid is where I wanted to be. And I'm so happy I did. I remember Halloween was the real defining kind of day that I was like, no, this is the society I'm going to stick with. Because I did the very classic, sign up to everything in a bit of a scramble. And it was kind of the time where I kind of chose what I was going to kind of stick with. Body sock, cut out. Bio sock, cut out. Soul choir, goodbye. But first aid is the one that I kind of really stuck with. And I have never looked back since in any kind of way. Again, thank you so much for letting me train you all last year. I feel like you've had a bit of a kind of blast from the past with us two kind of talking at you so much. This is kind of how it was.
9 hours of talking.
Imagine this, but kind of with more bickering.
More bickering.
Lots
more arguing.
Keeping it spicy. We're old age now. We can't be bothered to argue anymore. It's too much. But I really, really enjoyed that. It was a part of my life that I will never look back at it in a bad way. It was always so lovely. I'd never really taught so many people before in my life, and it was such a lovely opportunity for me. It was so nice to kind of know you all and get to know you all so well, because we were kind of training you so close to face. And then as your president this year, it's been a joy. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for bearing with all the ups and downs and keeping me afloat. It's been amazing. I'm trying to kind of figure out what am I going to do? What am I going to do when I don't have the Instagram login? I really don't know. But it's been amazing. So thank you for having me. And goodbye. For now. Not forever, but for now.
Yeah, I think that kind of Anne Mary, one of her comments really summed it up. That kind of said that EUFAS has kind of defined her degree. Yeah. And I think that's so true. I think that for me, for us, for many of us, EUFAS kind of, it really has been everything for the last 3 years. All my friends, or not all my friends, if you're watching and you're not in EUFAS, but almost all of my friends come from EUFAS. My closest friends, my best friends are all EUFAS, the people I hang out with, it's all First Aid Society. First aid's kind of built into every, sinew in my life. Charlotte earlier said how her name in a group chat is, oh, did you know I do first aid? And my housemates always say that, and, bless my housemates, I'm literally sat in the living room of my house. In front of me I've got 2 Parkers, a first aid kit, a drug pat, a defib. My bike helmet is a St John Ambulance bike helmet. Everything is first aid, everything is St John Ambulance. And it's strange because we're saying goodbye kind of at the end of the year, at the end of our time as committee, but at the end kind of as our time in EUFAS. And it's crazy because it's 3 years ago, in fact, it's 2 years ago. Well, it's 3 years ago roughly since we joined the society. Me and Emma, it's about 3 years ago since we joined St John Ambulance, and it's been everything ever since. All my best friends, kind of wherever they are all from EUFAS, and I think that it really has defined my degree. It's defined the last 3 years of my life. It's defined kind of everything that happens, and it's absolutely crazy to think that it's all kind of coming to an end. I have some hope because I'm hoping to be staying at Exeter for the next 5 years, which means that you're stuck with me for another 5 to 6 years, kids. I might join committee again later down the line, and this definitely won't be my last EUFAS AGM that I ever go to. But I think that the 2 years on committee have been everything. I live, eat, breathe St John and First Aid Society. Emma and I, we've between us especially, we've started a lot. When Emma and I joined committee, we've done a lot of splitting Anna's roles.
Yeah.
Anna was the training lead. There was no society and unit training lead. It was just training lead. And we wanted to work together, and we kind of split Anna's role to reflect the unit side and the society side. And God knows how she did it before it was being split, because it was like a full-time job for us. But we put so much work, and we kind of created these new roles, pioneered this new split, this new role, and then the same kind of the president, unit manager. And I think that the amount of work that's gone in over the last 2 years, it's really kind of an absolutely phenomenal amount of work, a crazy amount of time that's gone into St John. And we've been climbing a mountain, basically, really, for the last years, because it's been so difficult. It's been so worth it. It's been the best challenge I've ever done. And I think it's scary because we're kind of at the peak. Like, we're enjoying the view, and we know that we kind of have to start the descent soon. I think that's quite a scary thing, but I think that there is solace that, we don't have to go back to base camp. We can climb back up the mountain. We will still be on the side of the mountain. Also, if you know me, I go for weird, strange, convoluted metaphors, which I'm kind of going with now with this like mountain thing. I'm riding with it.
I like it.
But sorry, I'm boring.
Sorry, it's literally 2:30 in the morning.
I know it's 2:30 in the morning, but it's crazy because so much has gone onto it, and so many new friends. I think that's the thing. So many new people have joined, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know more people in First Aid Society. I'm looking forward to coming back to First Aid Society next year as a new member, an associate alumni member, and kind of just being a member and getting to see everything that happens and getting to be a part of it as a member. I'm really excited for everything that's going to happen. And it's just absolutely crazy that after a year as volunteers and then 2 years on committee, we're kind of back here. We always talk about EUFAS as kind of like our baby. It was Anna and John's baby, now it's our baby, and now we're going to hand that baby on, and it's crazy to watch it happen, and it is going to be hard, and we're doing quite well. When I first started talking, I thought I was going to start crying like instantly. I've held it in, which is good.
We're stronger now.
I feel like that was also like 10 minutes ago because I just I talk a lot. I'm sure you've noticed. But I think that working with Jade, and we're working with Callum, it's going to be a very strange time kind of teaching, training these people who are going to take on our roles, and then there's going to be a point where we hand it over to them and we back off and we say, this is yours now, look after it. And I think that that's going to be a very strange moment and a big change. So thank you. Basically, thank you. You know what? Count it all in. He's broken. I almost made it.
So
basically, thank you to everyone in EUFAS who've made the 3 years at university.
Oh, look at you. I think,
yeah, just, you really made my time at university what it is. So thank you, everyone, for being there for that ride. I'm going to stop.
we talked earlier about being a bit mushy. It's hard not
With
to
mashed
be.
potatoes, we've mashed too much.
We've mashed too much. I think we've kind of taken a bit of a chunk of our hearts and kind of put it in EUFAS. EUFAS is our baby. I think mainly EUFAS has become my family. A lot of the people who I've met through EUFAS are my best friends. They are my family. There are people who I will expect on my wedding day. There are people I'd expect when I actually give birth to an actual child and not just a EUFAS baby. There are a lot of people who I want in the main kind of areas of my life. So I think I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you for being part of my family. Thank you to all of you for being my family, and letting me be in my letting me be in your family. I think overall my kind of overarching message is enjoy it. Just throw yourself in. Make that choice between soul choir and TP and whatever it is, and just invest yourself in EUFAS, because it might seem like a lot of work. It might seem like, you know, a lot of walking to Stratton, but it's really worth it. And I feel like you kind of meet, honestly, the best people. I've met the best people through EUFAS, and I'm okay because I know this isn't a goodbye to them, but make the most of it. I think that's a goodbye from us.
We should have just done a video.
It's okay.
We should have done a video because then you could have just watched it without tears.
And yeah, Joe, we'll see you on Scenario Sunday. Maybe not this Sunday, but you know, when we're ready to go back to the Sundays. But yeah, I think that's a goodbye. To the wrap. Bye.